Welcome to Baddie to Baddie, a monthly podcast by For the Breast of Us, the first breast cancer community for all women of color, where we share real-life experiences, information, and education to help you live your best life after a breast cancer diagnosis. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Love and Cancer Friend Edition. My name is Marissa. I am the co-founder and CEO of For the Breast of Us, an all-inclusive community for women of color who have been impacted by breast cancer. And today I am joined by Yagonda and her friend Kesha. Say hello, ladies.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you guys doing today?
We're good.
Good. So we're here to talk about, friends, and, a breast cancer diagnosis. Yagonda, I know you're one of what we call our breast cancer baddies. You have been diagnosed with breast cancer, and Kesha is your friend, aka homegirl. So Yagonda, why don't you tell us a little bit about your breast cancer diagnosis?
Okay. Well, first of all, my name is Yagonda, and I'm 40. We 45 yet, Kesha? Yeah, I'm 44. I'm 44. And I got diagnosed when I was 43, maybe 43. I got brain fog. Mm-hmm. So, but I had invasive ductal carcinoma, stage 2, HER2 positive. I found my own knot, taking a shower, just doing a regular breast exam. Mm-hmm. Felt it like in maybe October, right, Kesha? Felt it in like maybe October. Didn't just like, yeah, I think I got a knot, but it ain't.
Right.
She kept telling me, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. I didn't go to the doctor. And then COVID had hit. So I went like 6 months later. Okay. And that's where my journey began.
Yeah. I'm glad that Kesha was an advocate telling you need to go to the doctor, though.
Yeah, she did.
So we're just going to jump right into a couple of the questions. I just want to get to know you guys and let our audience get to know you and just your relationship and your experience of, being friends and one of you being diagnosed with breast cancer. So we're just going to jump right in. So how long have you both been friends?
Since 4th grade.
Oh, wow. So for a while.
For a long while.
So you met in elementary school?
We did.
Yeah.
And where are you both located?
Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Okay. And so, Kesha, it sounds like you were Yagonda's advocate as well as her caregiver when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Yeah.
She's just hard-headed. It's what it is. She's hard-headed.
Yeah.
So I had to stay on her like, go to the doctor, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. Mm-hmm. So finally, when she did go, she called my aunt. My aunt had breast cancer before. My aunt was like, go to the doctor.
Yeah. Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
For sure.
Didn't go to the doctor. Still didn't go to the doctor.
Still didn't.
And so, Kesha, how did Yagonda tell you about her breast cancer when she was diagnosed with breast cancer?
Did it freeze?
So, actually, after we was fussing about her going to the doctor, she was having to go back and do another MRI on it or whatever. So actually COVID was going on and you couldn't go in with her at the time. So I was in the car and she was in there. And so the doctor just told her, he was like, that doctor in there, he was just like, you might as well get ready for like your life is about to change.
Yeah. But he didn't say it like that. He was like, he was an old white man, he was an older doctor, probably retired by now. So right. I'm thinking, he was just like,
no bedside manner.
You look like you have early stage breast cancer. Prepare your journey. That's basically what he said.
Oh, wow.
And I was in there by myself.
Yeah.
So then by the time she's coming to the car, I'm sitting in the car the whole time. So I'm sitting in the car for like an hour or two. And she's that's when she was crying. So I already knew, like, he didn't have no bedside manner, no kind of nothing, or he was just like, oh yeah, your life. It was just like brutal.
Right. Yeah. And this was what kind of provider was this to you? What kind of medical provider?
This was he was the person, the doctor that does mammograms and ultrasound.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I went here in Cleveland. So they recommended me to go down to Chattanooga, and that's where I ended up at.
Okay. Yeah. It was probably better that you ended up in Chattanooga, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And so, Kesha, realizing that, your best friend was just diagnosed with breast cancer, what was the first immediate thing for you to do? What was your first thought?
Probably when she got in the car, she was so upset. And I was like, it's going to be okay. We'll get through it. We'll go through it every day together. Like, it ain't whatever we got to go through, we'll go through and we'll get through it to the end. My aunt had it. She's 7 years free. You can get through it, but you got to want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely have to have the will. But it's always good when you have, people like yourself, Kesha, that are supporting somebody that's been diagnosed with breast cancer to help them through that. So let's just jump into something a little bit kind of lighthearted and fun, and then we'll get back to your diagnosis. So what are 3 words that you both would describe your friendship?
Our friendship? I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go first, Kesha.
Okay.
Our friendship is loyal. We're loyal to each other, supportive, and exciting. Ain't we exciting, Kesha? And exciting, yes.
Yeah.
But I love her. She's more than just my best friend. That's my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Yeah.
She loves Yagonda today.
Kesha, what 3 words will you use?
I would definitely say entertaining, because it's always something going on with her all the time. So, and I'll say opposites because we're totally opposites we think totally opposite. And a lot of people always ask, how are y'all even friends? Y'all totally opposite. So, but yeah, so I'll say opposite and probably consistent. We're usually consistent with each other. Even if we ain't talked for a while, we're still consistent in the same friendship that we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. And so you guys have been friends since the 4th grade that you said.
Mm-hmm.
So what's one of the most craziest things that you guys have done together?
Can we tell our own separate story?
Yeah.
Okay. So the funniest thing to me, or the best thing, or whatever, is when when we was younger, we used to party Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, we used to party. We used to start Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we would calm down Monday and Tuesday. So
literally
one night, I got a little limp, right? So when I start drinking, I sometimes lose my balance a little bit more than normal. So Kesha used to have to put me on her back and carry me to the car. So this one particular night, what was we at, Denny's?
Yep.
Okay, we was at Denny's. I'm on Kesha's back, and we slid up under we fell and slid up under her car. I mean, that was the funniest thing for me.
Was it like snowing or raining outside?
In history, Kesha.
We don't know what it was. We just know it's where we ended up at.
And then as we got older, Marissa, we would try to I didn't gain too much weight. She was like, oh no, girl, I can't carry you no more.
Yeah.
No.
Kesha, what will be your story?
Probably one of the funniest things was it probably had to go back to elementary school when we used to we always got in trouble about something, but we was cheating on the test all the time.
Every Friday. Every Friday. The teacher wanted us to cheat though.
Yeah, so we always would be cheating and try to distract the teacher, and almost got caught one day. So then we try to come up with all these stories, and I changed my grade from an F to a B.
Yeah, because every Friday we took a test. So he would put the answers like right behind us. The only thing we had to do was like turn. He wanted us to cheat, didn't
he? Yeah, I agree.
Oh, so y'all used to be some mischiefs back in elementary school.
Man, listen.
Okay, so out of the 2 of you, who is the most likely to forget to text back?
Kesha.
Me.
And who's most likely to sing at karaoke?
Her. Yagonda.
Yeah. Because I
So
sing
you're
every time we go to karaoke.
so you're the outgoing
I
one.
sang "Take a Bow" by Rihanna.
That's your go-to karaoke song?
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kesha, as being Uganda's caregiver when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, what is one thing that you would tell somebody who is a friend of someone that just got diagnosed with breast cancer? What is some advice that you would give them to help their friend navigate that experience?
So I think being a caregiver takes a whole lot, and a lot of people don't really realize it. They don't realize that you have to get up every day, and you have to encourage them every day, like, hey, get up. You drink some water. Come on, we got to get in the bathtub. You can do this. Even when doesn't matter if your world's burning, you got to keep encouraging that person because you don't want them to lose the battle. So you got to keep reinforcing positive influence into the person that's going through the battle, because they're battling they're going through depression, they're going through a whole lot of stuff, like, hey, I don't know if my life is even if I'm gonna even survive. So you got to keep the positive note and try not to be, you got to be patient with somebody when they're going through that.
Right. And what if the caregiver, like, that's just not them, like they just can't be positive, or they're just really scared? Like, I know, for me, for example, when I was diagnosed, I had friends and family that were really scared and didn't really know what to do. What is one thing that you would tell them to do, even though they are scared themselves or just don't know what to do or say?
I would say take it from the other side and put yourself in their shoes for 2 minutes. I know you're saying you can't do it, but switch it out and wonder if it was you.
Mm-hmm.
If it was you going through it, what would you want? If it was you going through it, what would you need? If it was you going through it, how would you feel? And then take that into consideration of how they're feeling.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Really good advice. Uganda, what is it about Kesha that you loved about her being your caregiver?
I knew from the day I was in that doctor's office and she was in the car, I knew I was going to be okay. I mean, I didn't, physically, I didn't know if I was going to be okay. But as far as, I knew she was going to be my go-to, my shoulder. She ain't never, listen, we didn't, not even the situation with the car it has been, she's my rock.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was going to be okay. And she stopped everything she had to do and was there for me, cooked for me, did all of that. Didn't let me get up. That's why,
Mm-hmm. And you were open to all that? Because I know sometimes us as Black and brown women, we're really hard at, like, letting people help us or be able to do things for us. And so you were open to that?
Oh, honey, they spoiled me at first. At first, her and her mama is Jesus' little sister. Her mom, they spoiled me. I mean, they fed me. I mean, had me, just spoiled me. And then I think I got a little too comfortable, and they was like trying to make me tough love. So I had to start getting up, cooking my own breakfast. But I knew it was them pushing me because I would they know I hate to be sick. So I know it was them pushing me, making me get up and do stuff for myself. But they spoiled me in the beginning, and I loved it.
Because her first week we would, because basically after chemo, she came to my house. Like, she stayed at my house for like the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And the first week we did, but we had to wig her because she was getting to where she would just lay and wouldn't do nothing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to force her up, because you can't just lay all the time, because laying ain't gonna do nothing for your body.
Right. Yeah. And, Uganda, as somebody who has been diagnosed with breast cancer and has had a caregiver, what would you tell other women who have been diagnosed with breast cancer and helping their caregivers care for them, if you had to give them some type of advice?
I would tell them to be patient, be patient with your caregiver. They'll understand. Kesha would understand if I had a spaz out or have an emotional breakdown. She would understand that. I would just say, just be patient. Just be patient, and just be patient with your friend, and thank your friend even for the littlest thing. Thank you. Just let your caregiver know that you really do love them and appreciate them.
Yeah. Kesha, what is one thing that you want people to know about Yagonda?
Let me see. I don't even know her. No, I'm just playing.
For real.
She so I will say though, even everything that she went through, she fought through it. She fought through a lot. She's been through a lot in life, and I think this battle I think it took a toll on her more than anything else. And I think it's just because of the what ifs of what cancer is, and just to know that she is resilient and is a fighter.
Mm-hmm. And Yagonda, what would you want people to know about Kesha?
I would want people to know that Kesha will ride with you. She will ride with me till the wheels fall off. She will, if I need her to come in and wash me, she's gonna wash me. Kesha is, if it was an award for the best caregiver, it would be Kesha. For real. Yeah, it would. She would get off of work because she would work third shift. She would get off from work at 7 and been up for 12 hours and come in and take my thing out. Or when I had my tube, she would come in and drain the little.
Mm-hmm.
She did it.
Yeah,
Best caregiver in the world.
Yeah, you was doing it all.
She did it all. And the batteries would go. They did an experiment with me when I had my drains. Mm-hmm. They was asking me, did I want to be some part of this experiment where you had it was like battery operated that was sucking the blood or whatever. So the batteries would go dead all the time and it would make this little beeping noise. So she would get up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and change my batteries. Yeah, she was good.
So now that you are a couple years out from your diagnosis, are you still needing to lean on Kesha?
All the time.
Yeah.
Before cancer, she was my backbone. All the time.
Yeah. Yes, so what does that relationship look like now that you're, through active treatment? What is it that you need from Kesha as being a caregiver?
I just need her to continue to be my friend and to keep me on the straight and narrow, because some people I talk to, they'll like sugarcoat something. If I do, if I'm out of character, Kesha will be like, Yagonda, you was wrong for that. Or, no, Yagonda, no, don't do that. Yeah, Kesha, yeah.
Yeah, so riding for you always.
Ride or die.
Yeah. And Kesha, would you agree with Yagonda that's kind of how the relationship is now, or has something shifted or changed with your relationship?
Yeah, I probably agree. You can't tell. That thing don't listen to nobody.
Well, I will tell you this, Marissa. She got mad at me one time because I was going through depression, right? I was depressed. And she knew I was depressed. But her mama, they prayed me out of it. And I got to feeling better. I wasn't crying and doing all of that crazy stuff. So she got mad at me because I started probably talking to some people or hanging around with some people that I shouldn't. And I slipped back into depression. Mm-hmm. So she was like, I don't want to hear, she gave it to me wrong.
And sometimes you need it like that. You need friends that are going to keep it real with you. And like you said, not sugarcoat anything.
Yes. Well, my thing was you had fought cancer and got through the worst part of your life to go back into depression because of people.
Right.
You went through the worst thing and we carried you through it without depression. And now you doing it? Yeah, I
did. So would you say that your friendship is stronger now that you've went through?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we tell each other we love her more. Like we love each other more too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And is there any fear on your side, Yagonda, about, possibly, reoccurrence or anything that can happen?
Yes, of course. I'm so nervous going to the doctor. I literally will miss a doctor. I mean, I have missed doctor's appointments because my nerves are just, but I know that, my fear for the doctor. Yeah, I sometimes think like if my stomach start hurting, I just scared to go to the doctor.
Yeah. Look, you're going to have Kesha over there whooping you. She over here hearing you missing appointments and stuff.
Yeah, she.
They usually call me when she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have a knee surgery. I was supposed to have a knee replacement. And I said, I ain't doing that. But I didn't tell them that I wasn't coming because they had me scheduled to be here at 5 o'clock in the morning and I never showed up. And they kept calling Kesha. she was like, call them people and tell them that you
Right.
I never did.
Ooh, yeah, you hard-headed.
Man, hard-headed.
So, I mean, that's a good segue then, because as somebody, especially as, women, we sometimes don't go to the doctor. We take care of everybody else except for ourselves.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But, our health is important, especially when it comes to knowing your body and things. So what is it that, I'm going to ask both of you guys this question, but Yagonda, you go first. What is it that you would tell women to do to take care of themselves and advocate for themselves?
I would say, for one, don't miss it. Stay up on your appointments. Stay up on your mammogram. You talking about as far as breast cancer, right?
Yep, and just everything in general.
Take care of yourself. Listen to your body, because my body was telling me, it's something. They listen to your body. Mm-hmm. Stay on top of your appointments. Don't miss your appointments. Pray. Prayer changes everything. Pray. Don't sit in depression. Don't, like I would sit in the dark, curtains closed, just laying in the dark. Mm-hmm. Like, don't talk to somebody. Don't, listen to your body.
Yeah.
Take life serious. Live life with no regrets.
Yeah. And Kesha, how would you tell women that they should try to advocate for themselves?
I think being a caregiver, when you care for people, you put yourself on the back burner a whole lot. And I know that I have done it. And women drag their feet anyway. Whether you're the caregiver, whether you're a black woman gonna drag her feet anyway, because she's trying to get everything and anything taken care of. Right. So, you always should go to doctor's appointments, because I'm the world's worst too. World's worst of not going. My doctor was just fussing at me the other day because I had to go in and have all my ultrasounds from where my throat and everything. So I was literally in a waiting zone for like a week and a half. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it could have. She was like, you should have been here like a year ago, because you were supposed to be. But it was just like, just dragging my feet behind of doing everything. So then, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, okay, now I got to worry because I was dragging my feet instead of doing everything. So stay on top of your appointments, no matter what they are.
Yeah. Because
you never know when or what. So you're waiting for the radiologist to call you back in, like, this could have been prevented if I had already been there.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
So stay on top of your appointments and don't drag your feet behind any of it.
Mm-hmm. It's like I said at the beginning, time is of the essence for sure. Well, ladies, there's one question that I've, asked everybody that has done this series so far. So I'm going to ask both of you to answer this question for me as we go on ahead and wrap it up. But I want you to finish this sentence. As a friend, love is.
Me. You want me to go first?
Yeah. Sure.
So to me, love is patient, kind, and understanding. And it's love is, yes, patient, kind, understanding, and being able to love even in the darkest moments. Mm-hmm. Because even the darkest moments is the challenging time.
Yeah.
So if you can love somebody through their darkest moments, you can love them in the light.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is a whole world. Yep. 100% agree with that one. Yagonda?
Love to me is understanding, basically, everything she said. And just showing the people you love that you love them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't, just love is love. Love is patient. Love is understanding each other. Love is learning to turn the other cheek when stuff, love is all of it.
Yeah. Loving people through the bad moments,
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. All of it. At all times.
All of it.
Well, ladies, I appreciate both of you giving me a little bit of insight into your friendship. Is there anything else about your friendship or your relationship that you want to tell people that we didn't touch on today? Or are you trying to keep that under wraps? Because,
What is it, Kesha? They don't know I'm just a crazy. We're the Fabulous Four, and I'm just the one that's always into something, Marissa. I am the one that's always just, I'm the bad kid.
Because I'm the mama bear.
Yeah, she the mama bear.
Oh, see, so that's why, even though you guys is opposites, that's exactly the reason
Yeah.
why you
Yeah.
guys became friends. You need somebody.
Yeah, because I didn't really have a good relationship with my family. So Kesha has always been my family. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. I always say, you know, your really close friends in your circle, they're pretty much your family too. May not be your blood family, but they're definitely your family as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, ladies, I appreciate you taking the time again to talk with me and let me know about your relationship. I'm sure we'll touch back on it again in a couple of months and see how you guys are doing. Get the rest of your girl crew here so we can have a couple more laughs and everything. But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And to everybody else that is watching and listening, thank you for listening to another episode of Love and Cancer. And stay tuned for the next one. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.